Hello guys, this is Keisha with Crafty Sweet, United States Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today I am bringing a card to you guys that I want to show you how to make. It's a different design than I've used before, but it's simple and it's something that you can easily recreate. With the card, I'm using the Artistically Inked stamp set, as well as one of my favorite die sets, the Tasteful Label dies, as well as some of the paper that will be returned in the mini catalog at the end of June. And this paper is called the True Love Designer Series paper, and it's kind of towards the front of the mini catalog. Don't forget, the mini catalog is still live. Like, you can still get stuff in the mini out of the mini catalog. Let's see, where's that paper? Right here, the True Love Designer Series paper, and it comes with all of these patterns in black and white. So that's what we're that's the paper that we're using today. Again, of course, the item number and link will be in the description below, in addition to the link to this stamp set as well. Now, this stamp has some coordinating dies, and I'll show you really quick. In the annual catalog, I'm not going to use any of the dies for this card, but let's see, let me show you. It's on page 97. All right, so it's this suite of products right here. So if you buy the suite for $75, you get the stamp set, the die set, this ephemera pack, and the designer series paper. And that, of course, is the best deal. But for the card that we're making today, I'm just going to use the stamp set. Okay. Also, too, the paper pumpkin for June. So if you want the June paper pumpkin, it's going to be called Expressions in Color, and it's going to coordinate with that designer series paper. You have to be subscribed by June 10th to get the June paper pumpkin kit. I'll put a link for that in the description below as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our card. So I am using a basic black card base, and then I have a piece of a basic white, and this is 3.5 by 5.5, and then I have a piece of that designer series paper that is 3.25 by 5.5. All right, I'm going to bring in my trimmer so we can score our card base really quick. Remember, our scoring blade is on the trimmer. This trimmer is available in our annual catalog. You can get it. It's a great value, and it comes with both blades, your trimming blade and your scoring blade. So we're going to score at 4.25, just like this. And this is just a half sheet of cardstock. And because it's black, of course, I'm going to be putting a piece of basic white on the inside for our message. All right, so let's go ahead and score that. And then I am going to adhere the designer series paper on to the basic white using my Stampin' Seal. I'm just going to put that down equal distance from left to right. Okay, now I'm going to take my this is called the this is one of the In Color ribbons. It's the Polished Pink In Color ribbon, and I am going to use some of my tape. I'm going to tape the two ends on the back just like this. I want it kind of like that, so I'm going to tape one piece, one end, and then I'm going to cut this piece. And you've seen me do this before. It's just an easier way that I like to add ribbon, especially if I am I want to tie a bow, and it's really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and tie my bow, and then we'll get into die cutting. using the Tasteful Label dies. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just tie a bow right about here. And then we'll add that to our card base. You're going to see how simple, how easy this is. I think I tied that ribbon just right. I don't have to go trim my tails off. Okay, now let's bring in a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I am going to, let's see, what label did I use? I used this one from the Tasteful Label dies, and then, oh, I used two. Let's see, and this one. Okay, so I'm going to switch up the colors. So I used Polished Pink and Granny Apple Green before. This time I'm going to use Polished Pink and Bermuda Bay, because we got some embossing that we're going to do. Let me trim this down so it can fit. Can fit in my trunk in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right, so let's go ahead and die cut these. Remember, guys, that Connect, Collect, and Share promotion is still going on, which means you get extra Stampin' rewards, and you can go ahead and add this to your order. You know what? I don't think both of them can fit, so I'm just going to do one at a time. I hope this is in view so you guys can see. I'm just putting the die down, and then I am going to put my plate on top and then run it through really quick, and then we'll die cut the other label. I love the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because it sits right on my table close by. All right, so let's go ahead and peel this off. So we have one label, and then use this one down just like this. We're going to run that through, and then I'm going to stamp the sentiment on it and emboss. Emboss. One of the very first techniques I learned when I first started stamping years ago, like what, 2001, 2002, maybe even 2000, was heat embossing. And I was just blown away by the heat embossing, and you guys will see what I'm talking about in just a second. Okay, so let's put this here. For my first card, I did thanks. Let's do I don't know, will happy birthday fit? I don't think the happy birthday will fit. I think it's gonna be too long. Let's see. Uh-oh, it may fit. Okay, let's do happy birthday. All right, just to do something different. Let me put these back in the envelope so I won't lose them. Let's see, we need a block. Grab another block. And I haven't put any of my stickers on. This is the first time I'm using this happy birthday. So whenever you emboss, you need to kind of put this little, this is my embossing buddy. You can buy the embossing buddy anywhere you want. It's just basically taking the static out of your cardstock. So when you sprinkle on the embossing powder, the embossing powder is not sticking everywhere. You need a Versamark ink pad. Again, all of this will be in the description below. I'm using my Versamark, and I'm just going to ink this happy birthday up, and you can see how it's kind of shiny. All right, so now I am going to stamp onto my cardstock just like that. Okay, and so now I'm going to bring in the embossing powder, and I'm using white embossing powder. you're gonna see, let me move this so I can get it in my hand, just like this. So what you want to do, we have the embossing powder, and it comes in a little container, but I've taken it out of the container and put it in this bigger container, just because sometimes I like to add I don't like to bring all of that stuff out, and I like to just dip it. All right, so if any of the embossing powder is like around, you can just, I normally have a brush. I don't have it handy. All right, but so you're going to put your powder on top of the image that you've stamped with the Versamark ink pad. Now, what you want to do, you want to go ahead and bring in your heat tool. We sell the heat tool as well. It's Stampin' Up, and you're going to see the transformation. So let me let that heat up a little bit. I'm going to bring in these to hold it just a little bit while heating this up. And then, just because I want you to see, normally I'll do it down on our surface, but I want you to be able to see how it's going to start to get shiny once the embossing powder is melted. Okay. The embossing powder needs to get really, really hot, and you'll start seeing it change. When it starts changing, I'll show you. Okay, so you can see now that it's starting to change. If you look at the H, you can see how it's getting glossy. That's letting you know that it's all melted and it's good to go. And I'm just waving it back and forth. Some people will, heat from the back. Whatever is comfortable for you, that's what you do. All right. All right, so that is good to go. I'm going to stick that to the side. Now, I'm going to take my polished pink label, and I am going to adhere the happy birthday on top of that. And I'm going to use straight adhesive on the Bermuda Bay because I'm going to pop the entire thing up. So I'm just going to layer that on just like that. And then now I'm going to bring in my layer that I've tied and added the Designer Series paper to. I'm going to put some adhesive on this and adhere that to our card base. Again, making sure we are equal distance from the left to the right, top and bottom. Okay, bring that down a little bit. Now I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of, where are my dimensionals? I just had them right here. All right, I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of this label, just like that. And take the back ends off. You guys are doing well today. All right, now I'm just going to tuck this kind of like it's coming, like it's a tag coming from the bow. And then now I am going to add some embellishments. So another favorite embellishment, I've kind of laid off the opal rounds. I think you guys probably got tired of me adding opal rounds because I'll add it to everything. And actually, it will go fabulous with this card, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to bring out my other favorite, which are these embellishments. So these are also in the annual catalog. And what I'm going to do, I am going to do this color. And I think it coordinates very well here. And then I'm going to put 2 down at the bottom, just like that. You can add more if you want, but I think that's just enough. And these are the artistry balloons. So very pretty, and they coordinate with, you get 4 different colors, and they coordinate with just about all of our colors, because you can use pink, that could also go blend in with some of our reds, and then you got like a yellow, orange, and then like a blue. So all of this, and you see that kind of coordinate with that Bermuda Bay. So you get 4 different colors in this set. The Artistry Blooms, another favorite. Okay, now because this is a black card base, I'm going to add this image. So this is, I'm going to add this image, and you're going to see how it gives that watercolor effect. And I'm going to do it in Bermuda Bay. I'm going to stamp, ink up this. I'll bring in a scratch because I think I wanted a little lighter. Yeah, it needs to be a little lighter. Okay, and then I'm going to do down here at the bottom, and then I'm going to ink it up again. It's so pretty. Like this stamp, all you have to do is stamp, and it does like all the work for you, just like that. Just to add, you know, just something on the inside. All right, now because that is a darker color, I want to let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to bring my adhesive, stamp and seal, just like this. I'm going to add that to the inside of my card, just like so. Perfect for your message. Okay, so this is the one we just made, and this is my sample. So again, I bought those Artistry Blooms in. This is Granny Apple Green on Polished Pink with that ribbon, and then this is the Bermuda Bay in Polished Pink, and again the Artistry Blooms are added to it. Okay, all right guys, that is it. Thanks so much for joining me. You guys have a good rest of your day, and again, I'll have all of the links in the description below. All right, thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.